Доброго дня, ми з України, і ми з вами Еланіус, і ми граємо у детектив. Тож будемо знову розслідувати нові справи. Оп, хорошо було. Так, вбивство. Ермітським морфіном. Ага. Нас дивлюся, все підв'язано під той армійський морфін. Щось з ним все зв'язано. Ах, чесненько. Так. От. Нет. Нехай він веде, йоми. Йопресете. Ха-ха-ха. Сука. Вон. Ще хороша машина.
You drive. Let's get out to the scene before they bag her.
Боже, ёпта. Короче, нахер. Я заебусь машиной.
Seem distracted.
Даш.
We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job. I hope you got some money saved up.
Ёпперсете. Слепий, слухай. Так.
One case opens another. Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Шо ти ж
Are you going to tell me?
виїжджаєш, бляха.
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump. Someone's little girl.
Оп.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month.
Так, сказав, далеко їхати нам чи не?
Their percentages.
Ось ми все їдем і їдем. А кінця краю і немає. Потім. Да.
Second floor. Apartment 6. In the
Другий поверх, квартира 6 в кінці коридору. Пішли. Номер 6. О, Бекоски.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug?
Ой, бля.
Get on with it.
Алкашня теж тут.
Relax, Rusty. 26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynolds.
Відомо робітниця.
We heard Carruthers
Okay.
makes-
Brothers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace.
Ага.
Case closed.
Як слово як зажитилося.
Mal is 100% that it's murder. Do you mind if I take a look around? Sure. Go right ahead.
Ай, бляха, як можна в нього прості ідеї.
Phelps? Mal, we've had a look around.
Окей.
Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory? Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive,
Так, ось рот був не відкритий.
water entered her lungs.
Ну-ну.
The water is
Так.
violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in
Так
almost
по
all cases of real
шиї ж.
Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a look?
Be my guest.
Це ж не від задуші власного.
Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
Ну да, це ж типу як по факту як душили. І при такому варіанті можуть залишитися ну, такі сліди.
Very unusual.
З колечком.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire.
Що з ногтями в неї? Вона якась взагалі така побита, слухай, виглядає.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
М,
Eyes are a classic sign of morphine. And the bruises tell
Якесь странне
I
діло.
think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
Угу.
Spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would be very
Окей.
and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Ну,
Her in these photos? Something else.
Maybe.
я понял. Не звідси. Так, то розпитуємо. Пошукаємо. Що у нас тут може бути якісь докази? Ага, це її.
Bluish smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Цікаво. А для чого ж він тоді в неї? Чоловічий жакет. Який носять не молоді люди.
Looks like barbiturates.
У нас надійне, то ну, скоріше за все, і є.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Не сержам, ну почекай. Опа. Панікав один після їжі, досить бензодрина.
We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Угу. Цікаво. Окей. Ось які ж докази додаткові ми знайшли. Поговоримо чуть пізніше. А міг би теж бути доказом, якщо не використовуватися.
Seems irrelevant. Not sure this means much. Nothing significant.
Окей, ладно. Нічого, ми не знаходимо тут цікавого все. То поговоримо зараз. Подивимося фотографії.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Мгм. Нічого. Але якщо нам дається змога відкривати фотографії, значить треба глянути всі фотографії, що тут є.
There's been a modeling assignment.
Бляха, десь я бачу цю фотографію. Басейн, бульвар 65. Хтось на компанію запросив її.
It's place to start.
Точніше, скласти компанію.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Я точно десь бачив ці вже фотографії. Бляха, але де? Мені таке враження, по якійсь справі вона вже проходила. Ви якось була задіяна.
I'm Detective Phelps.
Зараз попробую
Trying to
розберемо.
help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss
Коротше.
Julie doesn't have any family in town.
Весело,
Someone has to
весело.
set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
Так.
Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Більше звичайного.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julie was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Да, ти що?
She was taken by
Звичайно.
Auschwitz. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. All these new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Ну, може
Did
бути,
Miss
в
Randall have any
принципі.
friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Ага.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs.
Більше
Reynoldson?
цей.
Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Угу.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
Розкажи нам.
That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry, I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like?
Окей.
Perfectly fine, officer.
Ну. Я думаю, вони кричали добряче на неї.
Wanna tell me?
She was very high strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Угу.
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
Все. В принципі, ми...
Stefan, Rusty,
Hey,
we'll take a
Brianna.
look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
Диви, які ми
Think
командири.
Brothers has called it right? He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway.
Ну, би
I've met
такі
enough girls in my time
тупі.
who can't handle their dope.
Почекаємо, зроблять аналізи на речовини, і буде ясно, що до чого. Ну, але ж не тупи настільки вже ти, блядь. Ладно, той ідіот повноцінний він.
You're behind the wheel.
Клінка так трусована. Дізнаємося за ті рецептики. Інформація.
Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please.
Ну, куди?
Work a vice case if their life depended on it.
Биковський вроді як нормальний, а
I noticed you said better.
то да, то
Hubris
згоден.
disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing off his lunch.
Угу. Отлично. Айда. І що у нас тут? Клініка доктора Стоумана. Ну, давайте пошукаємо цього доктора. А рецептури якоїсь немає? Ну, ресепшена. І що?
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Так. Ну, я бачу ручку, яку можна відкрити отут.
Yes, sir, your name?
Де Серегу звати?
LAPD. We'd like to
А
see
якось
Dr.
неї
Stoneman.
звати.
Dr. Stoneman is with the
Називаємося ми поліція
No,
Лос-Анджелес.
we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Угу. Пока,
Your
пацієнтик.
investigation is much more important than...
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, detective.
Ну тут... Хороше
How well
питання.
is Ms. Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
М, В липні. Можна дізнатися, який зараз день. Я би йому пред'явив. Ну, мені просто подати мені не пам'ятаю, але я думаю,
Julia
що...
Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt
Hey.
my veracity, detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
Питання, що він бреше.
Your prescriptions contradict you,
Оце доволі цікаво. Навіщо ти брехати, якщо тобі нема чого боятися?
I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
and you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine.
It's not illegal, detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
Да ти що?
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Угу. Так.
Benzedrine is
Поки
addictive,
що так.
as I'm sure you
Сумніви,
know,
поки
doctor.
сумніви.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Doctor.
Да, да, да. Так. Не ці двері. Якось швидко назбирали, слухай. Приходив, вроді нікого не було. Дуже цього надо. Окей.
The old boy is lying.
Та-то ясно.
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Ну то ясно, що він щось непонятно може, коли, блін. Так. Сука, виїбали. Магазин надо одягу.
Have you noticed how Croakers only pull out the
Поїхали.
physician-patient privilege card when they got some to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way
Обереженько
of police work.
катаємося.
And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Так. Ну, обережненько, ми вже тут доїжджаємо, так що... Ми чудово вписалися. Магазин Одіо Дасен. Чи Дасен. Ну і...
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
Угу.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Що цей?
Well, she worked in New York.
Блоком появився.
She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands
Признаків
sometimes
брехні не
their
знайду.
wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Це все, що ми мали з нею поговорити?
Swanson.
Якось мало.
Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather. These gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser.
І...
Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
Ну ладно.
Engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Ні,
That's
чи інше.
some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Нічого такого.
How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Угу.
Henry is your beau.
Якось
Yes, he is.
цікавий чувачок цей
Henry
Генрі.
owns a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Ага. Хороше питання. Самому би знати. Ну, це хороша дівчинка без всяких,
Someone must have given it to her.
як
Never
натяки.
mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Ага.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
Все ж вирішив сказати.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it.
Прийдеться.
She was so full of life.
Прийдеться повірити і прийняти. Таке от життя. Так, а що ми маємо вияснити тепер у диспетчера? По телефону в архіві, скоріше за все.
How can I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you.
Ага.
I can connect the call if you like.
Коронер, що ж ти розкажеш нам, коронер?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Окей. Ай, задрал.
Nice
Поїхали
move,
в голлівудську
Sweet
лікарню.
house in there.
Виявляється, і така є, блін.
Until we were half out the door.
Да.
Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a
Так,
vice cop out of you yet.
а собственно, называется толкмачта. Ай, да. І от ми нарешті доїжджаємо. Жу.
Open your eyes!
Що ти кричиш? Опа. Львівська лікарня. Ось ми її пройшли. Так. Окей. А ми сюди десь, да? Ага, не сюди. Значить, в робочий кабінет.
Paul, Roy, I have some information for you.
Розказуйте.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
Ну і.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
Цікаво.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Да. Ось добре перепало.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine.
Угу. Ну, очевидно, що це стандартна
Yeah,
бандюга.
he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal, thanks for the lead.
Так. Окей. Куда нам далі? Місця. Львівську лікарню ми подивилися. Так. Поїдемо. Львівський відділок департаменту поліції. Приїхала. Ой, я в тобі.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a dusting he didn't get.
Да.
Mr. Arnett?
Ah,
I'm
Sir
Detective
Arnett.
Phelps. This is Detective Burrow. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
А, подружка вже все розказала, окей.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Ти що, така красотка чи чуть ось цей.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck on the shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Ай, да. Обручений ти наш,
Mr.
блин.
Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Що це сумнівно. Почекай. А що за...
Henry, I don't like
Щось домробітниця за тебе казала, значить...
You know who I'm talking about.
Easy on it, Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
Ну.
That's funny. Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco.
Okay, you got me. I don't know where he's from. Julia wanted money.
Як все вас заплутано і цікаво відбувається тут.
She was wearing a distinctive engagement ring. You think she might have convinced him to buy it for her?
Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he and Julia were getting serious.
Да.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Да, конечно, з тіньовим шоу-бізнесом. Просто, ну, у нас немає проблем доказів, а ми ще головою
So you
верти
wouldn't
тут.
have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Так, це у нас... Візит який... Директор, місце... Ну... Пусть буде. Далі.
Traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Ага.
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Да, ти ще.
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have him get in touch via KGB.
Ой, яка, слухай... З цей... Складна справа, блін. Тільки всього тут.
He's in that car at the lights.
Окей.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Окей.
God damn it. Everyone's
Їдемо
looking at us, Cole.
обережненько.
Damn it, we got pinged. He's off, quick.
Та притормозив, ёб вашу мать.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Да ладно. І просто. Ще одно чуть ДТП, блін, сьогодні ДТП навколо.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Кудись подалі.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
Ой-ой-ой. Блять. Чуть-чуть мене завернуло. Це приклад того, що був. Це просто наглядний приклад того, що буває, коли ти засинаєш за рулем. Вот. Це було все зроблено спеціально. І показано вам, щоб ви побачили, як воно відбувається.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Ну, це я вже зрозумів. Це опять. Знову черговий приклад. А таке буває. Обережненько будь. Так що треба бути обережненьким на дорогах. Вот. Second hand. Щось ти цей. Димка. І що ж? І що ж це здавав? А? Ні, тільки не це. Блін, там же ж воно включалося якось цей. Інкогніто. Окей.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Почекай. Ну, зараз поспалитися можемо з вами близько. Бля, пиликалки срані, ёб вашу мать. Щоб ви повздихали. Так, пропустити там ще якось. Згадав кнопку. Яка включається. Пропускає лишні кадри, які нам не потрібні. От, ми продовжуємо наше переслідування. Прийом. Ми йдемо прямо за підозрюваним. Стараємося йти тихенько, щоб не привертати уваги.